Hi, small group leaders. This is Christy. I just wanted to give you guys an update on some things that we've been learning about COVID-19 and the ways that we will continue to move forward as a church in different phases. What we've learned is there will likely continue to be different phases of community transmission that we move through in the next year or more. And so we've made a plan of what we'll do in each of those phases. So I wanted to spend a few minutes explaining to you what a phase is, and then tell you our plan in each of those phases. So in phase one, that would be pre-March, when we all didn't know very much about COVID-19. I expect one day we will be able to get back to what we knew before March, but in that phase, it is no to minimal community transmission. And so we will use the CDC and local authorities to help determine what no to minimal community transmission looks like. But again, I'll just remind you, in my head right now, that looks like what we were at when we first started all of that we're going through in COVID-19 right now. And so if that is the case, we are going to continue to do children's ministry on Sunday mornings, and we're going to keep everybody in small groups. One of the things we learned this summer when we got the chance to be together is that everybody loved having their own space and their own time and their own way of doing everything in small groups. And so we're going to continue that. It was a great experiment that we appreciate your feedback on, and so we're excited to be able to continue to do that. We will continue to provide you with large group teaching on DVD. In fact, the crew that you have had serving with you this summer helped record this next series, and Lord willing, they'll be able to help record the coming series as well and be the energy and excitement that the kids will look forward to seeing in large group teaching on a DVD. And then everything else will be in small groups as usual. One thing that we also learned is we need to keep very clear rosters of who is on campus and when they're on campus. And so we will continue to try to do check-in at the front desk, but we will come by your group and ensure that everybody who we thought was in your group is in your group, and that we recorded which classroom they were in at that time. One other change that we've made is we no longer will be providing snacks for kids at church. We just decided, as far as safety is concerned, that it's easier than having a whole lot of hands in anything that we would serve that would be economical for us to purchase. And so we are just going to do away with that. I think on Sunday mornings we can be okay, and then you guys will continue to find some ways to entertain kids. In phase two, that is where we were when we were functioning this summer in children's ministry. And so that was moderate community transmission. In moderate community transmission, we're going to continue to try to offer services as many times as we can offer services for kids. Again, everything in small groups. And during this time, we are going to ask you, just like we did this summer, to wear a face mask at drop-off and pick-up, just to ensure that everybody is safe. Wearing a face mask is hard for communication during small groups, so you're welcome to take off the face mask. I'm never going to tell you you have to take your face mask off, so if you are more comfortable wearing a face mask, please do so. Please do what you are comfortable with. Face masks are not going to hurt anybody, and I know many of you work in the medical field and are doing everything possible to prevent the spread of what's going on with our COVID crisis right now. And so phase two, like I said, will look exactly what we did this summer. We'll continue to do check-in inside. The check-in team will actually be the ones who check people in, so we will not have families putting their own information in the computer. We're excited about that too. It's another touch point for us, another way for us to connect with people. So it'll be a good thing that we've made that change for the long haul. We will also continue to provide you toys and extra games that you can do in your room. The rooms will stay minimal as far as toys access in those rooms. So if at any point you feel like you would like to have something else, we have it. We've just put it in storage for now because every time something gets touched, it needs to be cleaned and then sanitized. And so we're just minimizing how many things we have to do, how many times we have to sanitize things just so we can spend more time with people. Then in phase 3, that is where we are today as of July 16th. We are experiencing widespread community transmission. And in this time, what we have decided as a church is we will close all ministries to children for 2 weeks to give us the time to sanitize and ensure that all of our team is safe and ready to come back in a safe manner. And then when we do come back after those 2 weeks, we will have limited groups. We will only provide children's groups at the 11 o'clock service. And because I expect many of you, because of the jobs you do, will not be able to be with us in this phase, or for any other reason you feel like you couldn't commit to being here, we are going to reduce the group size. And so we will only have 4 different groups. We'll have babies to 2-year-olds in the baby room. We can open up the 2 rooms if we need more space. I don't expect we'll have a whole lot of kids during that time. The 3- and 4-year-olds will be in the 4-year-old room. The kindergarten and 2nd graders will be in Kid Theater, and the 3rd through 5th graders will be in Kid Town, because that's how we have it already set up and ready for them to engage in some activities that they will appreciate because of their ages. So again, you will wear face masks at drop-off and pickup. If you feel most comfortable wearing your face mask the entire time, please do that. I probably will be doing that in this time just to set the example for you. And in the community, when we're out with other people, we're being asked to do that anyway. One of the things that we've learned is the transmission is more probable for those who are 16 or older. For the younger kids, they carry a smaller viral load, so they are not carrying the disease as quickly or passing it around to people. And so know that as far as you being with a kid, you are safe being with a kid, but if you have been in contact with anybody else, then you could transmit it to them. And so that's why we wear the face masks. Then in phase 4, this would be if any government official decided to shut down either the state or the county or our surrounding areas due to transmission levels. We are not going to do children's ministry during that time. We will go back to online services only. If our area is one of those high community transmission areas, if it is a statewide mandate, but our area is not in a high community transmission, we will try to offer in-person services, but all of those services will be family services. We will not have children's ministry at that time. So some of the things that I would like for you to consider as a small group leader. I want you to pray about and consider which phase you are comfortable in leading in. I want for you to have that choice and for you to know that you do have that choice. All of us have accepted and dealt with this crisis in completely different ways, and I respect that and want to honor you in that. So I will be making contact with you in the next few weeks to ask you which phase do you think you could lead in. Ideally, if we are in phase 2, we would love to have you serve for 2 services once a month, which means that we probably need to keep our roster of leaders about the same as far as how many people we need serving throughout the month. But if that's something that you don't feel like you can do, please don't feel pressure. We will find those people and God will provide. He always has. If we are in phase 3, what I would like to know is, would you be willing to be a phase 3 leader? I might not need you every time we are in phase 3, but so that some people can have a rotation and so that we can work out making sure that everybody is safe. Ideally, I'd like to have a 14-day window between you serving so that we are making sure that you are healthy within those 14 days of being with a larger group of people. And so I would like to have about 15 people who would say, I am willing to do whatever age I need to do at that time, realizing we probably are going to be small anyway, okay? We're not going to have giant groups, likely for a little while anyway, while we are in phase 3. The other thing I'd like to give you a heads up about is we have a few exciting changes that we are making for this next year. We are creating care groups, and these care groups are geographic groups where we are asking you as a small group leader to take a group of families who live in your area, the leader, some of our Sunday leaders that are in your area, as well as kids who are in your area, and help us find ways to connect with them. What we realize is that we aren't all going to be comfortable coming back to church for a while, but we don't want to lose contact with anybody, and we want to continue to care for everybody in a very personal way. And so this is our way of doing this together, and for us to feel like we're doing this together. So if you'd like to be considered to be a care group leader, please reach out to me. I'd love to hear that from you. The other thing that I want you to know is we're going to change how we do huddles a little bit. You'll be hearing from me online a lot more for this time until we can ensure that we can gather together. And then when we do gather together, I'd like to have you in my home. And so we'll have smaller gatherings so that I can have you in our home and we can eat dinner together and share just amazing ministry experiences together. Until we do that, starting August 2nd, we're going to do kind of a drive-by leader huddle. So we will have t-shirts for you. We have purchased t-shirts for you guys and as a thank you for all of your service and the ways you serve. So if you are going to continue to serve with us, I have a t-shirt for you, and I would love to give that to you. I just need to get your size so that we make sure we have all the right sizes. And then the other thing that I want you to know is that we are going to try to continue to offer these huddles on the first Sunday of every month. And what we'll be doing at those huddles is giving you items that you will need to take care of your care team or your care group. And so our first one, we're going to be making a packet of things that families can do at home, as well as information about how we will be engaging with everybody throughout the fall. I love you guys, and I am so excited to be serving with you and thankful for your servant hearts. I am praying for you and here for you and willing to do pretty much anything that you might need to know that you are loved and you are cared for, and we're doing this together. I'll see you guys soon.